So we'd have 16 different things I train people on. And
how did you come up with that? Did you?
We sat there and said, right, what do you want everyone to be doing? Booking that, doing that.
Yeah.
Anything else we can think of? Yep, put it on the list. And then we then took the things off the list that weren't needed, because it all stems back to the end goal. The end goal for you, build a massive portfolio, I'd imagine, of properties, bring the income in, but give an amazing service whilst you do it.
Yeah.
So you have to think of the end goal and work backwards.
Yeah.
And for us, we can't hire other agents who work for other companies. They're not good enough.
Yeah.
So
you have to train them.
They were doing it 10, 15 years, right? We were interviewing people in the industry for 30 years, and they were terrible.
Yeah.
They were just, I think they were saying, I was saying, I don't want you working for our brand. You can't work for us.
It's crazy,
30 years in, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
And you want crazy money, and you're not. So we had a real problem, because we want to expand 10, 20, 30 branches. We want to grow across the country.
Yeah.
That's our ambition, is to really push boundaries. But to do that, you've got to have branch managers. And to do that, you've got to have great negotiators. And to do that, you've got to have great people. Well, you can't hire them. What are we going to do? Right, we're going to create our own little training camp.
Yeah.
We're going to call it a development programme, and we're going to have it every Tuesday, and we're going to start this process. It's worked awesomely well.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So we've got 5 branch managers, 4 of which we've trained to be branch managers.
Yeah.
They've never managed before, but we've trained them up, and they're now all market leaders in their
Like a
areas.
little internal army almost.
Yeah, it is. So it is, and people call it a cult. It's really weird.
Right,
They
okay.
call it the Miners and Brady cult.
Right, okay.
M&B cult. One guy's actually got his own Miners and Brady tattoo on his arm.
I think I've seen that. On
A
the
sold
internet,
board
actually.
tattoo. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
That's dedication.
Have you not got one?
I've not yet, no, to be fair. But 2 other lads are talking about getting their own Miners and Brady tattoo. So
Yeah, I think you need to step up and get one now. So yeah, you need to. Don't you? No, I really like that with the training thing. You don't hear that too often. It's
No.
quite, you're physically there.
I'm
You're
there
not just
personally
trying to
with
milk it.
Alex, and we are doing it and organising it. And I'll spend 2-3 hours sometimes making it.
Even though you're teaching them people as well, it's great. Physically for them as people, they're learning how the right way to do stuff. So they're learning sort of life skills, transferable skills as well. So you're putting a lot of effort into it.
Definitely. life.
I've often been abroad and stuff, and the employers won't be doing anything. No training. They want you to just perform as best as you can with a little less effort from them as possible. That's it.
But a lot of that stems down to the lack of long-term vision and longevity.
Yeah.
Because they're in it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years. So I won't name another agent, but let's just say XY estate agents,
Yeah.
and let's say the branch manager there, they don't care about training staff because they don't want to be there forever. It's not their brand, and they don't give a monkeys. Whereas for me, it's my brand, it's my name at the door, and because we've instilled that into the managers,
Yeah.
they treat it like their own business,
Yeah.
and that's so rare. But it's stemmed from years ago of starting the process. You have to start. There's no quick wins. You have to start that process, and yes, there's no shortcuts. That is how it is.
Yeah, which is good to hear. I think quite a lot of people get sort of caught up and thinking, oh yeah, I want to be the next millionaire in a year, but it just doesn't.
And that's the young generation,
Yeah, you need
unfortunately,
time, don't you?
because of Instagram.
Yeah.
Whereas you put so much time and work into your properties,
Yeah.
quality properties. Even the bike idea, I'm not sure if we can say it on here.
Oh,
no,
no, you can.
No, you can. No.
I'm joking.
Cut
Of course
that.
you can,
Cut
yeah.
that. So, the idea that you've got your student properties and you're going to have a branded, high quality bicycle for them to use
Yeah.
is awesome. Because those people living in your property are going to feel, right, this landlord actually cares.
Yeah.
So they're going to look after
it's
your property
making a
better.
difference.
They've got a better quality of lifestyle because they can use a bike.
Yeah.
Your branded bike goes around, but they're going to care more about your property.
Yeah.
So I've got buy-to-lets, and the ideal world, Christmas comes around, drop a bottle of Prosecco on their
Yeah, I
door.
do that as well, yeah.
So small.
And they love it. They're so grateful. I was talking to someone. It's like, well, why do you do that? I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't bloody bother waiting. You see a bit. That's why you're not doing it. You just don't get it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry. It doesn't really. People are quite quick, aren't they, to kind of give their opinions and like, well, why are you doing that? It's like, well, why does it bother you?
They do that because it makes them feel bad that they haven't done that. That's why they say
it's
that.
a strange.
Yeah.
Just to give everyone insight, we're kind of sitting in the middle of a pub garden. so
Yeah,
people probably-
everyone's looking at us thinking, what on earth are we doing? So it's all cool.
We'll just push on anyway.
Yeah, just crack on.
So obviously we spoke about your training that you give your staff. Have you ever been sort of coached, business coached, or is that just from being in the business for so long?
I've never had sort of per se any sort of training like this, but I think when you're obsessive about something and you want to be better at something, and whatever that is, whatever industry you're in, if you want to be better at something, the people you're around who are good at it, you just obsess over it, you learn it. You listen to their calls, you listen to how they deal with people, you learn about how they handle problems. So I would go into appointments with other bosses who I work for, and they weren't actively giving me the training, but they were just doing something, and because I was so obsessed over how they did it, you'd think, oh, next time I'm going to try that method or try that thing.
And change it slightly to be better.
Yeah, try to. Yeah, so there's no set training I had, but I work for other companies. I work for Pim & Co, and I work for D&G, and I work for Safety, companies that were independent, and you just learn little bits of little people.
Yeah. And
the more you can meet different people, even me meeting you today, the bike idea, what a cool idea. It's awesome. And I might try
and miners and Brady bikes.
But you take little, and obviously we're opening up on Unfank Road, run Unfank here, it's 2 doors along for women in Florence, and we might get a little branded bike outside. So now I'm thinking, great, miners and Brady, spray painted bike, little basket, sitting outside the shop.
That looks cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that. Yeah, thanks to you.
Yeah, you should do that. It's a nice location as well for people to bike around in. Why wouldn't you do that?
Because
it's nice, isn't it?
Bike to view.
Yeah, alright boys. So, talk to me about comfort zones.
Okay. What do you mean?
Just talk to me about comfort zones. What do you like to sort of sit, be comfortable and do what you're doing, or do you like to try and break the mould and keep on pushing yourself to be uncomfortable? What are your thoughts on comfort zones?
I think you go through cycles, and I think we go through cycles as a business where we try and hold our position, where we're not trying to expand that second, you're trying to solidify what you're doing. Yours could be, you've got 3 projects on the go, you want to make sure they're done to the right standard, done properly, and then you think about pushing boundaries to the same. As humans and creatures, we like being comfortable. Yeah. We're actually built to be comfortable. We try and do these things.
I 100% agree with that.
So you have to have that motivation. Yeah. Everything stems in life from that motivation. We talk about lows in our business. Why does the seller want to move? Why does the buyer want to move? For upsizing.
What's their motive?
No, upsizing isn't the motivation. That's just the end cause. The reason is because their kids crying every night, and the playroom, there's no playroom, the toys are all in the lounge, and the parents are sick of it, so they need a playroom. That's the root cause. So your comfort zone, you can only get out of it if you've got the mindset for it, and it stems from that motivation. And yours, as you openly said, your partner sadly had breast cancer 4 years ago.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel?
Not great.
Horrible.
Helpless. Okay. You can't do to help that person. You've got to be there and take up whatever it comes.
And it caused you pain.
Yeah.
And you probably thought about it loads, and it made you feel sick at times. Yeah. But you probably, I don't know, felt, right, I've got to do something about this. Yeah. I've got to spend some more time now to make more money. If you break it down for the camera, you want to make more money.
Yeah.
And make more time available. So that particular thing gave you that root cause of pain. And that's your motivation. That you can now step out your comfort zone. However, if you hadn't have had that, and your life went perfectly well, that's comfort. Not much can pull you out of it.
I'd probably still be working, still sort of for the back end, and you're not really just going with the flow.
Of course. And that's why those particular things cause pain, and those particular things are actually quite useful. Because as horrible as it sounds,
but it does also make you, I'd say both of us now, almost like, can you hear the bird? Like we live, can you hear the birds? But obviously before those birds sing, but you just don't hear the little things in life. So I guarantee everyone else we live around doesn't even hear the birds. They're just so busy, and they just don't stop to. It's like when people see people dog walking, they're on the phones. You're not really going for a walk. I talk to you with your dog. You're just standing there on Instagram, whatever you do on Facebook, Instagram. You're not really enjoying the small things in life. Right? It's just having something big like that happen does actually really impact you and make you take a step back and hugely enjoy the small things in life.
Hugely. And for anyone listening, watching, if your mum, your dad, your granny watching at home, whoever's listening to this, that whatever that thing is that's hurt you, it's good. Use it. Use it for energy. Use it to fuel you on. It's shit, it happened, but use that thing.
And don't try and dwell on it. You've got to use that thing as your passing of your energy to keep on pushing forward and not. Because you can go one or two ways, and something you could have something like that and really take a steep downward hill and impact you massively, or you could use that as your hunger to keep pushing forward and to do better.
We're in deep here, isn't it?
quite like that. It's nice. It's nice to be deep.
Sam, we've gone deep. People listen at home on wherever, Instagram, YouTube, who thinking, gosh,
These guys are pretty
heavy.
pretty deep guys.
But it's open, it's honest, the best way to be.
It's nice,
and
man.
people
Good to
hopefully
have
will,
an open book.
people hopefully will relate to different scenarios, because obviously your partner had breast cancer, but someone else watching, listening, or even myself, we've all got our things that happened that fuel you on.
Everyone's got their own struggles, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's good to actually engage and have honest. I don't really like small talk to rather than have an argument.
Likewise.
No,
it's true.
It's quite quickly, the conversation was like, right, don't do small talk, let's talk about deep things. And I prefer that.
Yeah.
Sorry about the
Yeah.
Quite a bit of pandemonium.
Thought you'd hired a gazebo for a
Studio.
yeah, rubber studio.
Alright, so.
It's supposed to be June, 11th of June, and we got all this.
Yeah, my hair's blown up as well.
It's nice though, like an Italian, like, you know, you look like you've got
Quite
some
well groomed.
Yeah,
I
it's
actually
nice.
watched it last night for you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you condition it as well?
I did condition it, yeah.
Should we turn the camera off?
I used a special. You can smell it after this if you want. So, how did you and Alex, your business partner, first meet? To anyone starting a business, would you recommend partnering up with somebody, or do you think going alone is sometimes okay as well? For you, how is
Definitely
that?
partner up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's got their own psychology and situation. Partner up, best for this.
Yeah.
Alex is awesome.
Is he good at
He's awesome.
one half of the business and you're good at the
Yeah,
other half? Or do you-
generally we're better at different things, and we stick to those things as much as we can. We do overlap. But I went by myself first of all. I was a sole trader in 2014, December. So yeah, 2014.
What were you called?
Minus and Co.
Yeah.
Original.
Yeah, how'd you come up with that?
Original. And we did right. You know, we listed some houses, got some business on, but it just wasn't the same. Missed the buzz, missed the fun, and yeah, he's better at certain things, and he was going to set up his own business called Alexander's.
So did you first work together at another
Never
stage?
worked together.
Okay.
Bold, very, very bold. Never worked together, but we worked as competing agents.
Yeah.
So I was out on the road valuing, he was out on the road valuing. We were both winning business, and we knew how good the other person was because clients would give feedback. And we went for a beer, and he asked some advice on how to set up a business. So I said, here's what you have to do. We had a good little one-to-one. We got on really well. And I said, look, mate, I'll be honest with you. Setting up by yourself is really fucking hard. I don't fucking swear on that, but it's really fucking hard, right? You will have days where you're in tears, you have blood, you have imposter syndrome where you're not good enough to do it. It will break you, right? And it's hard work. But if you do it with someone else, we can bounce the ideas, we can share the pain, we can go on a longer journey. And we both rolled the dice and did it. Yeah. And I mean, back then, we had probably 10 houses for sale. I mean, we were probably, I don't know, turnover 150 grand a year, whatever it may be. And now we've got a business that will probably turn over £5 million this year. So we've gone from me doing not a lot by myself, I guess I own a company, to now probably a 5 million turnover business, where I never would have got there without him. He never would have got there without me. And we openly say we were lucky.
I think that's something
we were really lucky.
I didn't really comprehend that when I left my job, and I thought, I'm going to be a full-time property investor, because you're not say to buy an office. It's actually just me sitting there in my study alone most days.
It's lonely.
Because I like getting on people having a laugh, and don't really get that. Just your dog barking every time the wind blows.
And I'd go into the house in the early days, come back, and I'd like an administrator in the office, lovely lady, but just didn't care. And I'd go, I just stole so and so. It's like, and you're like, that was why I loved estate agency. I always thought it was about the money, and actually it wasn't. It's about the challenge and the purpose and the enjoyment, and that's what worked for me. So tricky.
Yeah, I think partnering up with somebody definitely. It's just good to have somebody there, isn't it? Even just to bounce ideas.
And even your business of you growing this portfolio. If you've got, for example, one person who's really good at doing the legal work, the paperwork, the mortgages, whatever it may be. Or someone who just wants to invest or whatever, and someone else is better at doing the actual physical work. That works. Awesome.
It enables you both to kind of be good at what you're doing and then evolve, doesn't it?
And then do more of it.
And you're then expanding fast, right? Because you've got two people, you're doing what you're good at, you're doing what you're good at.
It's a bit like when we were trying to grow and expand, we were so scared of hiring people. There was only 3 of us early on, right? And we were terrified of hiring someone because of the wages and the expense and everything else. And then we, from reading books and podcasts and just listening to other people and meeting other business owners and getting their advice and trying to listen in, invest in people.
Like we were saying earlier, that's a mind shift change, isn't it? Like you're actually, that person's working for you a month, and then you're paying them at the end of the month. So I suppose you're on people, you're paying commission and stuff like that, so they want to perform more.
They get a basic wage and they get, mainly commission, they get some good money. So, someone in theory for us could get a basic wage of, let's just say 17 grand basic, but our top 5 earners are probably earning 80 grand a year. So their basic is, let's say, 17 grand, the rest is up to 80, can't remember the maths that, 63 is it?
Yeah, 63.
So 63 grand commission in a year, so the commission heavily outweighs the basic salary. But back to the point of, if you can hire people to do their best role for you, it gives you more time to do things that you're best at. And I was just lucky to